So today let's talk about this new product from Hanshow, which is the screen rotating bracket, also known as the swivel mount. And this one is the 2.0, so this is the improved version. Let's go ahead and check it out. So this product, which is the screen rotating bracket, is really a cool feature to put on your monitor, because now I have the ability to move this display around. Before, and you guys who have a Model 3 and Model Y know that this is stationary, so you can't really adjust this display. But what happens if it's like glaring, right? Or it's just too shiny and you can't really see it that well? Maybe you want to adjust it. So at least here you can see that I could move it around. See, boom. I could move it around in all four directions, right? And obviously the only reason I would adjust it upward is if it's too glaring. But in terms of driving experience, obviously I'll have it facing this way, right? So that's really the beauty of installing this screen rotating bracket, or this swivel mount. So let's go ahead and take a look at the installation process for this, which is fairly simple. This is the box that Hanshow has sent me, and this is for the 2017 to 2023 model right here. We're gonna check out the contents here. Scan this tutorial online and it'll show you how to install this product. All right, so right here, these are the pieces that we need to make the swivel for the monitor right here. So these are the pieces that we need for the swivel, and then these are the tools. So that's pretty much what you're gonna get in this box for the screen rotating swivel. Okay, so first thing we want to do here is put the monitor on screen clean mode. So look for a display and screen clean mode, boom, like that. Okay, so now as you can see, I can go ahead and remove this monitor without issue. So that's what we're going to do now. This box contains all the tools you need, so you don't really need any other tool except for what you have in the box. So we're going to go ahead and use whatever is provided to us to remove this monitor. Okay, so we're going to try to remove this part right here so we can get rid of the bolts underneath. Just got to try to pry it open like that with this pry tool right here. So I try to remove. There's like two bolts in here. I gotta remove these two. So now use one of these types of sockets and wrench, so that way it's stronger, because this one that they provide you is not strong enough to remove these bolts. So we're gonna try to use this. So remove these right here, two of these. Okay, now we can remove this monitor. Now that the two bolts are gone, we'll try to go ahead and pull this out. Just like that, right? Okay, as you can see, the screen is out. Make sure you have a towel so that it won't get scratched underneath. So there are two plugs here that you have to remove, this plug and this plug right here. So we're going to remove these two plugs and then start taking everything else out. Okay, so we finally removed the sensor, which is fairly easy. All you have to do is push this out, or pull this out right here. And now we have to remove this sensor from here with these two screws right here, using the tool that they provide. So we're going to go ahead and do that to remove the sensor. Okay, now that the sensor is out, we can go ahead and take this piece out. There are like 2 screws in here, 1 and 2. Take those 2 out, and then we can take this out afterwards. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Use the tool that's provided as well. I believe this one right here, one of these tools. Okay, now the 2 of these screws are out, as you can see right here. Now we can focus on removing this right here in the middle. And the way we do that is we gotta take this right here out of the way, and then press this inside and then pull it back out. Okay, I finally removed this piece right here, and now we can get this out of the way. Yeah, get this out of the way. So this piece right here, this is the swivel piece, and you just put it in between right there. Okay, so because this thing is so hard to move, I figured before installing it, I have to kind of loosen this up a little bit. So what I did was I opened this up. So this is like this, right? I removed this. There are like 2 screws holding that in place, and then I loosened this up right here. So then now I can adjust it easier, so that once I install this and I put it on, I'll be able to swivel it without any real issue. Because if it was too tight, then I won't be able to swivel this, and then my display will be stuck. So that's what you do when things are too tight for this model right here. You just remove this piece, right? And then adjust this right here. Okay, so before you tighten this swivel right here, right? Make sure you put the decorative shell, the plastic piece first. Try to just shimmy it in there, make it fit. And then go ahead and put the 2 screws back on right here. Just make sure to tighten them up really good, right? You can go ahead and start putting back these pieces for the display. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this back on right here. Just align it, put the screws in here. Okay, now we can tighten these screws right here. Okay, so now that these are tight, we can put these 2 plugs back on the display, so we can get this thing going. Alright. Okay, before putting these plugs back on, I want to just see how this swivel works. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the screen just to see what it looks like. So, and that's what it's going to look like right there. So right here, just testing it out, right? I don't have the plugs on yet. I just kind of want to see if the swivel is going to work, and it seems like it does, you know, without being too hard. I told you I've already loosened it up a little bit, the screw in the back, because it was too tight, the nut. But now it seems like it's okay as far as swiveling. So yeah, so now I'm ready to go ahead and remove the display and then plug it back in right here. Okay, so the next step that I'm gonna do, aside from putting this plug back in here, is putting this sensor behind this this vent that was provided with these screws. Screw this in, and then go ahead and plug the sensor here, and then I can insert it back here. Okay, now that this is secure, we can plug it in right here with this this plug right here, like that. And now that this is plugged in, I can go ahead and put this back in here as well underneath. Okay, so we finally have all the pieces in. As you can see, we have the lever, we have the shell, we've had the sensor, and then this piece right here, right? And so all we have to do now is put back the display, which is this piece. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. It's a little bit tricky, but I'm gonna try to insert this first right here. This piece, tricky. There you go. See, now it's flush, as you can see, right? This piece is now flush. Okay, now we can put the the screen back on like that. Okay, it's still kind of loose, so I'm gonna have to use these two provided bolts to put it back on. It's underneath right here. This is the provided Allen head right here, and this is the provided tool, and you just use it to tighten everything up back here, right here. And once that's good, now you can play with this. It wasn't that hard to do. I think you just have to know which pieces go where, and then you align them properly, and then you're good. The only issue is the one I told you with the swivel. It was too stiff at first, so I had to loosen it up, right? The nut or underneath to loosen up the swivel, so that way I could move it around like this. Because if I did not adjust that piece, then it would be hard for me to move this around. But you want to just do it enough so that way it's not too loose but not too hard as well. So as I was saying, my swivel is a little bit too loose. I adjusted it earlier as I've shown you, and it got too loose, so I decided to tighten things up so that it won't be so when I'm driving, it's not going to just go down. It'll be a little tighter. So what you do is you remove this piece right here, the plastic piece up here, this cover, and then you adjust this piece, this right here. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to adjust it, tighten it a little bit more, and then it should be good in terms of the tightness of the swivel. As far as instructions, it's a little tricky to use this stuff. I use it a little bit, but not too much. I think it's better that you just watch my videos in terms of following instructions. This one's not, it's helpful, but it's not super helpful, if you know what I mean. You just kind of have to, for me, it's like trial and error to do it. But now that I have installed this piece, now you guys can follow my lead. So as you can see, it was a fairly easy install. I think it's one of the easiest installations that you could do for your Tesla. So it's a minor upgrade, but yet it makes a big difference, because now when I'm driving, right, it's all right when it's in the middle. It didn't really bother me that much, but there are times when there's too much glare on the screen. Maybe I want to adjust it a little bit, right, whether it's upward, downward, or when I'm driving, I would just probably rather have it facing me like this. See, now I don't have to tilt my head a little bit more. All I have to do is drive, and I'll have the screen right in front of me, and I could just play with it if I want to. So it's more personalized with such a minor upgrade. So I think it makes a big difference. Obviously, you could put it back in the middle. And if you want to show something to your passengers, say you're showing like a video or something like that, they want to play video games or whatever, or if you're sitting on this side, just adjust it that way. So now they can check out the screen as well. So I think it's just a very good upgrade to have with minimal work, right? Now, as far as downsides, I mean, it sticks out a little bit more. If you guys aren't, if you want more space, let's say if you have bigger legs, that's just something to watch out for, because if I have a bigger leg, then maybe I might be much closer to the display or the screen. It's just something to think about, right? I mean, it sticks out a little bit more. Maybe if you're putting something back here for the charger, which I really don't use these, so it doesn't matter to me. Okay, so what do you get with this whole swivel bracket or a swivel mount? You pretty much just have the swivel back here, right? And as you can see, it kind of sticks out a little bit, but it's no big deal. You won't really see it when you're driving, because all it does is it swivels your display up and down like this. See? And it's covered, there's a shell there. There's like a plastic cover and a shell. So everything is tucked away, and it's nice and neat. And it's made of, I think, quality products in terms of the swivel itself and even the plastic cover. So now, as far as the actual swivel, like I've shown you, you have to adjust it so that way it won't be too loose. And now when I'm driving, this is not going to move anymore, right? But it's still easy enough for me to move it in terms of if I want it facing this way or that way, a little bit upward or down, I can still move it with ease. So what's important is that it's not going to fall when I hit a speed bump or if I'm driving around or anything like that. It's just going to stay exactly where I have it. So if I have it this way, you know, while I'm driving, it's going to stay, you know, it's not going to move around. So that's the good thing about this swivel mount. I realize how beneficial it is to not having to turn your head or just having the convenience of your display facing right in front of you like this, right? So everything is easier for me here, controls and everything, you know. And then if it gets kind of glary or the sun hits it, then I can just adjust it a little bit more, you know, no big deal, right? Now let's see if it moves while I'm driving. So it's just fairly solid. Obviously, the roads aren't that rough, but even if I hit bumps, this display is not moving anywhere, so that's pretty good. It's a solid piece, as you can see. And if I wanted to, I could face it that way too. Let's say I'm showing my passenger some kind of information, I could just turn it this way, right? And then they can conveniently see what's showing on the display or the monitor. Then I can bring it back either neutral or have it facing me again like this. Boom, see, I hit the bumps and it didn't move. So it's pretty solid. Toy box. It's just nice that it's facing me this way, right? Boom. At an angle. So instead of just being like this, neutral, it's facing me. So I like that, it's really nice. So this particular swivel mount is for the 2017 to 2023 Model 3. You guys decide which type of Tesla you have. It's available for the Model 3, Model Y, the newer Model 3, and the newer Model Y. So you just choose on the website, on the Hanshow website, which one will fit your Tesla. Hopefully this video and tutorial has been helpful for you guys. If so, don't forget to subscribe or check out the link at the description and even my discount code if you want to order this swivel mount. Till next time, drive safe and keep on rolling.